Welcome to the Deep Dive. If you've ever wanted, a real entry point into the Bhagavad Gita, you often find you need to start right before the philosophy kicks in, that high-stakes moment. And today, we're setting that exact stage. It's pure drama. Try and picture this. Two huge armies, cousins facing cousins, the Pandavas, the Kauravas, spread out on the Kurukshetra field. You can almost hear the conch shells, the roar of the soldiers, and right in the middle of all that chaos, there's Arjuna, the greatest warrior, the best archer, totally ready, totally confident, like absolutely sure of what he needs to do.
That's exactly it. And our deep dive today, it zooms right in on chapter 1, verse 20 of the Gita, just this one verse.
Okay.
Because it captures Arjuna right at his peak power, his peak commitment, seconds before this massive psychological crisis hits him.
Right.
So our mission really is to unpack the details the text gives us. How does it show us he's at this absolute untouchable peak?
Okay, let's nail down this setup then, because the context feels really important. The text says the armies are standing there, all arrayed. The moment is here. It's the final second. Weapons are literally about to fly. The source says the discharge of weapons is about to begin. This isn't just waiting around, it's right on the edge.
And that closeness to the bloodshed, that's what makes his state of mind so vital. I mean, if he had any doubt, any conflict inside,
It would show up now, right?
it would have to show now just before that first arrow flies. But what's so striking is how the text works hard to tell us, to tell everyone, really, that nope, he hasn't flinched. He's the picture of professional certainty.
He seems more than just certain, though, almost divinely assured. And that leads us to the first big clue the source gives us, the specific name they use for Arjuna right here. It signals his status. The text calls him Kapidhwaja.
Ah, yes. Kapidhwaja. That's one of the most potent names in the whole epic. We really should pause on this for a second. Kapidhwaja, it literally means he whose flag is the monkey.
A monkey flag. Okay, tell us more.
Well, it's not just any monkey. This flag, this banner on his chariot, it's got Lord Hanuman on it.
Yeah.
And that carries this immense weight. It's like a divine promise.
A promise of what exactly? For someone listening who maybe doesn't know the deep lore, why is Hanuman on a battle flag such a huge deal?
Because Hanuman embodies, three things together that basically guarantee victory. First, you have ultimate devotion. Total commitment to the divine.
Okay.
Second, immense strength, physical strength, moral strength. And third, just complete fearlessness. So when Arjuna rides out with that Kapidhwaja banner flying...
It's more than just a symbol.
Oh, much more. It's not just for morale. It's like a spiritual fact stated right there on the battlefield. This source implies that flag alone was basically a metaphysical guarantee that the Pandavas, his side, would win.
Wow. So, spiritually speaking, he's already won before a single arrow flies. He's riding under a banner that says, "Victory assured." That's quite a psychological boost.
It's enormous. It sets the stage for his confidence level. And the text immediately links this, spiritual certainty to what he does next. He doesn't just stand there, he acts.
And the action is, he confidently picks up his legendary bow, the Gandiva.
The Gandiva, another huge symbol right there. This isn't some ordinary bow. It's cosmic, given to him by the gods themselves.
Right.
It represents the absolute height of his skill as an archer skill no one else could match. So when he takes up the Gandiva, it's like a statement. The greatest warrior, divine weapon, divine guarantee. He's ready to do his duty.
He's not just getting ready to fight, he's physically showing everyone.
Yeah.
I am completely prepared. And then crucially, he turns to his charioteer, who, let's remember, is Lord Krishna.
Yeah, that's kind of
He
important.
gives an instruction. He's still fully in command mode, like a general running a perfect plan. No hesitation at all.
Absolutely. You have to see him here as the total pro. He's got the divine backup system, the Kapidhwaja. He's got the unmatched skill, the Gandiva. And he's got this rock-solid clarity of mind needed for, the intense battle he's about to start. This whole verse is really setting him up as the ultimate Kshatriya, the ideal warrior.
That idea, the Kshatriya, feels really central here, especially thinking about his inner state. You've got this absolute chaos, outside armies yelling, "War about to erupt."
Yeah.
But the source is so clear that inside, Arjuna is completely solid. No doubt, no fear, no confusion. Why does the text need to emphasize that so much?
Because it establishes his competence. Morally, philosophically, if Arjuna was just some weak guy, easily scared, not a great warrior, then the whole philosophy that follows wouldn't land right.
He'd just be seen as running away because he's scared.
Exactly, just cowardice. So the text has to confirm first, no, this guy is at the absolute peak of his Dharma, his duty as a warrior, his whole purpose is justice through battle, and he's ready for it.
So he's feeling that peak satisfaction. When your job aligns perfectly with who you are, spiritually even, it's that moment just before you execute something huge you've prepared for. Maybe we can think of a modern example.
Yeah, that could help.
Like, imagine you're leading that massive make-or-break negotiation, years of work behind it. You know everything. You've planned for every argument. Your team's perfectly prepped. That's your Kapidhwaja flying high.
Yeah.
You walk into that final room, and there's that feeling. Intense, but almost calm. That, like, jolt of readiness. You're thinking, okay, done everything. We've got this.
That feeling, that intense certainty, that absolute professional focus that is Arjuna in verse 20. He's not just ready for the final exam. He basically wrote the exam, and he knows all the answers.
Right.
And his confidence has to be that high because it makes sure that whatever happens next, it's not because he wasn't skilled enough or wasn't ready. It's because of some profound, unexpected philosophical insight.
I do wonder, though, is the text maybe exaggerating his certainty just a little for dramatic effect? I mean, even the best pro facing something this huge, this final, surely there's a tiny bit of anxiety.
That's a really fair question, but I think if you look at how the story is built, the answer is probably no. This verse exists precisely to eliminate that sliver of doubt.
Oh, okay.
The whole Dharma, the duty of the kshatriya, is sort of designed to remove that kind of hesitation in battle. His confidence is a necessary feature because it makes his next move refusing to fight a genuine moral, ethical problem, not just panic.
So he's not acting from fear later on, but from confusion.
Overwhelming ethical confusion, yeah, which can only really hit hard if you started from a place of absolute certainty.
And this is where the tension really builds then. This verse catches him right at that moment, the precipice. Guaranteed victory, divine backing.
Yeah.
And yet one single instruction he's about to give changes everything.
And that instruction, it sounds simple, just a tactical command to Krishna, his charioteer. That's the trigger. It kicks off the entire Bhagavad Gita conversation. This verse, verse 20, shows us the height, the incredible height from which he's about to fall.
He asks for something tactical, right, just to get a better view.
Exactly. We find out in the next verse, it's not fear talking, it's confidence. He wants to see the battlefield clearly, position himself perfectly.
But that simple act, looking closer.
That seemingly simple act leads directly to his total emotional and psychological breakdown. The text makes sure we see the distance between peak confidence and utter crisis is just one look, one glance.
Okay, so let's try and sum this up for you listening. Verse 20 isn't about a confused Arjuna. Not at all. It defines him as powerful, divinely backed, incredibly skilled, and perfectly sure of himself. Right at the moment, victory seems guaranteed. He's shown at his absolute best, so that the philosophy that comes next really means something profound.
And that leaves us with this big question to think about, doesn't it? If you're right there at your absolute peak confidence, you've got all the tools, the prep, the moral clarity, your own personal Kapidhwaja flying.
Yeah.
What possible, simple request, something that seems purely tactical and confident, could cause such a massive, immediate, total psychological collapse?
That sudden shift from perfect warrior to, well, someone completely undone.
Yeah.
That's the power waiting in the very next moment of the text. What does that say about just looking, about really confronting things? We'll dive into that specific request next time.